Hey guys, Tomboy601, and as we get into this last week of the update, I realized to myself, you know what? You haven't done an Elbing video yet. And yes, this update, I feel like Elbing was one of the stars, at least for me, of this update because she's just such a fun ship to play. Yes, I had access to her during when the auction was going on. I was able to play her for a little bit thanks to Wargaming. But now that she's out in full release and available for only 1.4 million global XP, well, now everyone can enjoy the specialness that is Elbing. I'll go ahead and throw my build up on the screen, running the good old Blue Furiosa. One of the few ships I run blue on, but I think she's definitely the star of it, and you'll see why. We're gonna get an insane number of torpedo hits in this match. Like, we're just gonna throw torpedoes out and forget about them, and then just get gifted torpedo hits. So strap in, because we're gonna have some fun. Right off the rip, we do spot that Amagi there, and we can tell there is another destroyer in the cap with us. And we don't know who it is, but he has pretty good concealment. We're at 5.6, so it might be, it's probably not the black, but we do have the radio frequency identifier, i.e. perceptive, letting us know about where this other destroyer is, and they do not have it. So that's at least good news for us. We are being a little cautious because we want to be able to get out of here if we end up getting spotted. Massachusetts looks like he's going to eat some torps for us if he continues along his path. And hello there, Mr. Kagero, eating two of the torps. That's exactly what we want to see. Well, now that that destroyer is out of here, we'll go ahead, pop our smoke, reverse in, and begin capping. And it's time to start the farming on these enemy battleships, because if there's one thing Elbing's good at, it's farming some ships. Now, if we can only see them, we can see our torpedo tubes are already reloaded back up. We'll go ahead and set one set loose, and then wait on Massachusetts. Right now, I'm just kind of cautiously waiting to see what happens if Massachusetts wants to push into the cap and stop the capturing process. But as we do that, we get 3 more torpedo hits and 2 floods, which is exactly what we want. Take away a little bit more of that damage. And one more flood, and it looks like this one could be permanent. I don't think we hit Flounder. I think we ended up hitting Amagi, but we will absolutely take it, as that damage is going to start to rack up here as we continue to farm Massachusetts. The other battleships, sadly, are just outside of our range, but at this point, I'm okay with that. We can go ahead and just sort of isolate this Massachusetts and do damage to him. Enjoy this 45 seconds of being able to farm, because, boy, Elbing is a special ship. She really is. Like I was saying earlier, I think she is one of the stars of this update. If you were able to, if you had the funds to be able to access her, if you had that GXP available, I think she's one of the stars of the ship, and she's one of my favorite ships to play right now, just because of the difference in playstyle, and it makes me want the whole German second line, the alternate line that Elbing hails from over on PC. Makes me want those in the game, because if the other ones are like this, I know Elbing's supposed to be like the insane one of that group, but if the other ones are like this ship, I would love to see it, just because, you know, it is a new playstyle. It adds variety. As we talked about last week, we want to see variety in the game. Variety is spice of life, and Elbing is delivering that variety that is so helpful. Needed, and some torps go right by us, as we also picked up that high cal, and they were fairly slow, so my guess is those were probably an enemy black. Magi, I think he might be AFK. I'm not 100% sure, because we took a ton of health off of him, and he doesn't really seem to be moving, but it is what it is as we go ahead and make the transfer over onto the left-hand side. Main reason I'm doing this here is because if we can get out onto this left-hand flank, we should be able to get some decent angles on the enemy ships, and be able to get some nice full pens into those battleships. Also kind of cover B. If they try to push into B, we have a more advantageous angle on them. So black pops up there. We're going to get a couple of rounds into it. You'll notice we are still using the AP. You want to use AP on Elbing as much as possible. You've seen kind of the insane damage we've been doing. The main reason for that, it does have increased pen angles. We also have an inspiration to boost those pen angles even more. The idea being that if we can get the full pens, the AP will absolutely slap people. And that's kind of the strength of Elbing, so we want to buff those strengths. And because of the way destroyer armor works out, as long as the destroyer isn't pretty much full broadside to you, a lot of times you're going to be able to pen their armor, which is very good. We're going to go ahead and Hermit Crab into our other DD smoke here. He kind of left it be, and we will happily take some of it, as this Amagi, I think, kind of getting into the game and just realizing F it and sailing straight in, see what sort of damage he can do. And no shame to that, as we see our rear torps, our last set of torps we fired, starting to make their way into the conglomerate of battleships out there. We end up picking up 2 hits, bringing us up to 9 torpedo hits so far. That's one of the things I love about these torpedoes, and Blue specifically, she reduces the reload on the torpedoes by a significant margin. She does also reduce the damage that they do, but I think the ability just to spam out the torpedoes is a bit more important. It allows for zoning. It allows to be able to put torpedoes down range and not really need to worry if you wasted that set of torpedoes, especially because they're not exactly the quickest torpedoes, right? They're only at 50 knots. They're not the best. So being able to not have to worry if you wasted it, knowing that you're going to have torpedoes back up in a relatively quick manner, it's very nice. Anyways, Chapayev and Flandra starting to push in. I think they're realizing they're going to have to make something happen if they want to make this game work. Chapayev goes broadside to us, and, well, Elbing and broadside cruisers go together like peanut butter and jelly, and by that I mean she is excellent at finding the citadels on these ships, as we pick up another torpedo hit on Chapayev. And I think this one, yep, there we go. Some nice citadel hits to say goodbye to Chapayev. And now it's time to harass this Flandre. We still got a minute and a half in our smoke. We don't really need to worry, as he now also goes down. And at this point, it's very much a one-side race, as we're going to kind of just chill right here, because we have Delny looks like he's wanting to squirt out the back of the island. Iowa looking like he's going to want to push forward. We'll just wait right here, see who we can engage. But, guys, that's going to be pretty much this game. Like I said, Elbing, fantastic boat. Save your GXP for her. I think she is the best GXP ship in the game. If you like the video, go ahead, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. See ya.